You're listening to Funny Peculiar with Jeff Downs.
Welcome to another episode of Funny Peculiar Podcast. This is episode 31, and it's with the wonderful Dynasty, or Dynasty, however you want to pronounce it. And she is a young drag queen, and I caught up with her earlier in the summer down Canal Street.
Sorry.
You take no, fine. We're having a few drinks here.
It's nice and pretty. It's just really warm.
It is, and it's very warm today. But now I'm looking at you today, and you've got wonderful, lovely hair. So what colour is that?
It's like fluorescent orange.
Fluorescent, I love it. And you've got like a wonderful sort of pinkish eyeshadow on.
Yeah, I kind of because I shave my eyebrows off, so I don't wear eyebrows all the time.
And that's a big thing because I have eyebrow issues, and the best way to get around that is just shave them off.
Yeah, I would.
Right.
Eye makeup blends so much better with no eyebrows.
Yes, it's the constant problem with eyebrow development and of course I was talking to someone the other day about RuPaul. The queens on there tend to use that glue stick.
Yeah, but after a few hours, it kind of, if it's warm, just comes away.
I did find, yeah. Go on, say that again.
I think the word's oatmeal eyebrows.
Oh, is that what? Yes, I got that look. So it's like, yes, that's exactly what I got. So, but let's talk about your drag journey, because I speak to a lot of queens that have, I don't know, 4, 5, 10 years in the business. Now you've just started, haven't you?
About a year and a half ago.
And where did Dynasty? And we both, let's just say for the record, we're both Dynasty fans here, and when we chatted, and we loved Joan, and I think we loved the fashion of the era. But what is it? Where did Dynasty come from?
Well, my original name was Hera. Like my housemate is a drag queen, Athena, and she named me Hera, which is like Athena's daughter in God mythology.
Oh right, okay.
And then I changed it recently. I got really into Dynasty again. I started watching the new series on Netflix.
Yes, and there is just a... Sorry, go on.
So I decided to change my name to Dynasty.
Wonderful, because I will say for people that there is the original 80s series with Joan Collins and Linda Evans, I think it was. Anyway, but now they've done a new reboot on Netflix, and it's present day.
It's amazing. It's really good. It's got like loads of 80s like bits and pieces through it, like 80s clothing and stuff like that.
And there's reference to a lot of the Dynasty stuff, isn't there?
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to get used to as well doing this interview technique, which we're just on this balcony at the moment. Lovely blue sky, but there's a building site over the road. So apologies if you do see or hear hammering. It's not drag queens getting ready and trying to get their wigs into a particular shape. It's just we got both. So Dynasty came sort of out of necessity in a way. You would just describe how she sort of came about.
Well, out of drag, I'd say I'm quite alternative looking, a bit quirky and weird. But in drag, I like to kind of look like a housewife, and the whole kind of like high made up housewife kind of, that's how it came about, and that's like Dynasty, that's what it is.
Yeah. Music to my ears. I love the housewife look. So it's like you can't get any better.
No, I love it. Like, it's such a weird contrast because I'm two different people in and out of drag.
Oh, as out of drag as Harley. So, but you still like wearing the makeup. Now, how did you did a degree, didn't you? How long were you doing that for?
I did my foundation degree in fashion and media makeup for 2 years, and then I'm going back in September to do a PGCE and my BA honours. So I want to teach it as well.
So you wanted to, and do you want to get into like the special effects makeup? And
I'm more fashion and media, so my kind of major is based on like fashion and editorial work and stuff like that.
Okay, so this would be magazines, television, that sort of stuff. So you would be, so especially with the makeup degree, it's like we need you for a shoot, and you've got to. And have you done that yet?
I've done a couple of shoots before. Like when I was at uni, I had to do shoots anyway, and I've done a couple. I've assisted on a couple.
And what's that like? Describe how that is. It quite a tense?
It's hectic. If it's not your shoot, well, if it's my shoot, I'm quite particular about what I want. So it's quite hectic, and you're like trying to get everything perfect. If it's somebody else's shoot, you have to basically pander to what they need, and then running around. I've done it before when I've been like running upstairs, backcombing someone's hair and trying to put eyeshadow on this a model's face while she's running upstairs before.
Really, that it gets that crazy. And what was that for, a fashion show?
It was one of my friends was doing doing makeup, my course, but years ago, and I did the the hair and everything for it because I was a hairdresser before.
Ah, right. So you've done hairdressing. So how long did you study the hairdressing for?
I did it for a year. No, I did it for 2 years, and I worked in a salon back home in Nottingham, and then it just wasn't for me. I didn't want to do hairdressing.
It was, and you originally come from Nottingham, and where did you come from in Nottingham?
Well, I'm from Basford originally, but I've lived all over Nottingham. Like, it's not that big, to be honest.
Okay. I know someone from Arnold.
Oh yeah, I used to live in Arnold when I was younger. Yeah.
Oh right, cool. So, and it's got quite, and the one link I can think of, it's got trams. Manchester has trams. Nottingham has trams.
It's a beautiful city. It's just not the people.
Well, and you've got Sherwood Forest. There's the football, obviously, that's massive, and there's lots with Nottingham, really, isn't there?
There's nothing really going on though. That's why I moved to Manchester.
And is that a problem with perhaps a lot of the? And for people listening, Nottingham is sort of middle of the UK, one of the smaller towns from the bigger cities. And did you find that a frustration growing up that there isn't? Well, is there much of a gay scene?
No, it's all disappeared now. Like I used to go to the gay scene quite often. It was not big, but it wasn't small. It was a lot smaller than Manchester's. And it wasn't really a gay scene still. Like, people still got attacked for being gay in the club and stuff like that. Like,
in a club, someone would get... Really? Yeah. And have you seen that? Has it happened to you?
It happened to one of my best friends the last time I was there. She was attacked on the way out of the club because she's trans.
Really? No, really? And this, how long ago? It's a couple of years or 3?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. It's just so sad to hear that. And you'd done the degree at Salford, so it brought you to university, and Canal Street, of course, is, for people again, Canal Street is the sort of gay village in Manchester, and it's huge, isn't it?
It's like the game. It's like second to London, the gay mecca of the UK kind of thing.
And it is. It's wonderful, and so. And that's where you were working in the bar, and Dynasty started. So what was your first show as Dynasty? Can you remember?
It was the second Filthy Gorgeous that I was asked to work, and it was film noir.
Right.
And I was literally grey. Like, we did greyscale makeup, and I was in black and white and red lipstick. And to be honest, like, it was dead. Like, it wasn't dead, but it wasn't busy. And now looking at Filthy Gorgeous, it's super busy all the time. Like, it's amazing to see how it grows.
Yeah. And Filthy Gorgeous is just describe that. It will go back to what Dynasty was doing, your first performance, because I want to know if you were singing or dancing or whatever. But what's Filthy Gorgeous about?
It's basically like a student night. Drinks are really cheap. They have however many queens. We have themes each week. It's quite elaborate, quite crazy. It's basically like you can come there and be whoever or whatever you want, and no one will bat an eyelid, basically.
And so then sort of this club kid look, America. There's lots of different looks, isn't there? That which is popular. So you can literally come dressed as anything
you want. If you come to the theme, it's even better. Like, we have customers that used to come to the theme every week. It's amazing.
And what sort of themes have you had?
We've had RuPaul theme. So we had I'd Come Over RuPaul Queen, and we've had confectionery, Halloween, just loads of major themes. Like
confectionery theme.
Yeah, like, so we wanted to wear sweets and chocolate.
Right, okay. What did you go dressed as a Mars bar or?
First one I went as like a housewife baking, so I'd lit a baking tray full of cakes.
Yes.
Second one I made a marshmallow dress.
Oh,
so
right.
A dress covered in marshmallows.
Actual marshmallows. That's dedication.
I spray painted them as well, but people kept trying to eat them, so I was like.
So they can learn the hard way. Don't eat your dress.
Literally murdering people with my dress.
So Filthy Gorgeous allows everybody to come along and be whoever they want and dress, and so this was the first one of the themes that you were, or someone said, it was almost like, could you fill in? And that's where...
No, basically, David, the manager, took me aside, and when he was starting to create the night, months ahead, he was like, I've got something in the pipeline. You always come in makeup, you're quite creative, you're quite like out there. Would you be interested in doing something? And then I didn't think I'd do drag. I thought I'd just do like kiddie drag, and then my idea, I started doing drag, and I really like the female impersonation is this sort of way.
So, and there's lots of aspects of drag. So, and yes, there's the basic drag, as you say, because there's lots of different types. Why did you go for? I mean, you could have gone for any sort of type, a club kid, which is very out there costumes. Why did you choose the particular one?
I don't know. I think like the whole housewife theme of my drag, it just appeals to me. Like it's probably in some way like how I want to be in real life.
Right. Okay.
Like one day, obviously having a house and kid and being basically a housewife.
Yeah. And so then for the first one, you said you were like it was a noir film noir. So you had to black and white yourself effectively. So what was the costume you wore?
It was literally because it was the first time I'd done drag. No, it's the second time, but first time like being paid, and I wore a long black dress with like a wrap on it. I made hip pads. I wore a corset. I like to tie my corset very tight, so I usually have like bruises down my ribs half the time.
I'll just say Harley is great figure, very thin, but there is a thing about having a really tight waist.
Having a small waist, and then I make hip pads, which I make at home, so it kind of gives me like hourglass figure.
Right, and the hip pads, and for people that, again, that's literally that. It's to give you that female figure. How did you feel? This is the first time you're doing drag.
I was petrified.
Really?
Yeah, actually terrified.
And what got you? What made you go? You have to do this.
I was doing it with friends, basically. Like I was doing it with, like at the time I was living with the drag queen, Alex, who's the head queen. I was living with them. I didn't feel scary. It just felt like I was having a laugh with them. And your particular with Dynasty, does she sing? Does she dance? Does she? She can't dance at all.
And not everybody has to. So, what's her thing? If we,
I feel like I'm more of a look queen.
Okay.
So kind of like I like to paint face and I like to look the part, basically.
I will shout out at the beginning. Have you got an Instagram account? Yeah. What's your Instagram account?
It's Dynasty Bitch.
I love it, Dynasty Bitch. And you're on Facebook as well.
Harley Moores.
Well, right. Okay. I'll make sure I'll tag it at the beginning and we'll put it in your bio at the end. So, fantastic. So Dynasty's coming alive, sort of thing. So you were very nervous, but you got through that night. What happened the next day? What were you thinking?
I woke up very hungover, but to be honest, it was just, oh my god, I've done it. And then now it feels like every time I get into drag and go to work, it's like not even a second thought.
It's normal. It's something you could. And did you then? Were the ideas coming with the different looks then?
Yeah, it's taken me a long while, but I've kind of like pulled myself out of the box now, and I feel like it's kind of like I'm being like. For example, management and stuff are saying, "Oh my God, you look amazing now," like kind of thing. It comes with development.
And you're still on that drag journey in a way because you've only been doing it a year and a half. So, are you still learning techniques and things
all the time? Literally learning so much. Like,
what are you learning? What's the latest?
It's like different things, like how to do hair as well. For example, wigs. Real hair and wigs are completely different things. I can do real hair. Wigs are completely different.
And so, real hair. And you can get real hair wigs as well, but are they worse to have than the synthetics?
Extremely expensive, and probably if you look after them, they're good. But doing what I do with the themes, and we always like on the runway, we do crazy stuff. Like we pour blood down ourselves, like we make a mess of ourselves.
You do fake blood, and so what do you do with that then? Describe a scene.
It depends on the theme. Like I did one where we did RuPaul, and I came with Sharon Needles when she did like the Apocalypse theme.
Oh yeah.
And I had blood in my mouth, and I just poured it down my chest, and it covered me.
Right. Okay. So you don't want to get that inexpensive stuff.
Most of the wigs usually have to be cleaned after working.
And the synthetics will just, I suppose, last a bit longer.
Yeah, they last longer. And they're also easy to style. Like. They don't lose their style really, whereas real hair kind of will lose their style for a little while.
And I suppose because you were a trained hairdresser, you started on real hair, so you get to know. Is that good inside knowledge for if you're into wig preparation, that you know how hair falls and works?
There's an amazing queen that I work with, Jack, Big D, and he used to be a hairdresser, and he does loads of wigs. He's done quite a few of mine, and he's amazing. I haven't got the patience for it really.
You just want to get the housewife thing going on, so it's like
wig on and leave,
and just get out there. So apologies again if you can't hear us. Now someone has decided it's like 5:45. You think they'd knock off, and we seem to have the most time-conscious workmen in Manchester. But It is. I know, and there's loads of loads. We're looking at building sites basically. I think this is for ages they've been developing this hotel next to Canal Street. So, and I think it's at last happening, isn't it? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It will probably lose loads of like. To be honest, they'll end up having like noise restrictions and stuff. So a lot of the bars will have to close early or turn the music off early. It's very counterproductive for Canal Street.
Because it's still very popular. And there's still loads of people come down to Canal Street, and it's on the nights it's huge, isn't it? The amount of people that are coming down. So, are you finding it with where you work? It gets rammed with people.
Well, Kiki's probably one of the busiest bars on Canal Street, so it does get busy quite often. It depends on the night, really. Most bars on Canal Street are dead some nights and really busy other nights.
Yeah. And it just depends who, yeah. I tell you what, we're going to take a break here. I'm going to pause it because they really are getting out every effing fucking drill going. So we're going to have a bit of a drink. We'll come back to it. Right, hello, we're back. This is part 2. They've stopped drilling now, so it was like, as we said, it was just the most energetic workman we could find.
Oh,
but
wasp.
Hang on, wasp attack. Hang on a minute. Is it gone? Oh, sorry, yes, it will go. It will go. Yes, he's going now. It's summer nightmare, isn't it? And we were just chatting there while we were waiting for the workman to stop. And you got lovely eye makeup today. Now you work for Kiko, which now Kiko is the makeup brand, isn't it? And then Kiki is the bar.
Yeah, basically, it gets confusing.
And how long have you worked for Kiko for?
Literally only just started like 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow! So, and then and now they, fucking hell, drilling started in a wasp's ear. Hang on, back off. Right, right. Hang on a minute. Right, we're back. This is one of the most eventful podcasts. We're under attack from wasps, building sites. Anyway, sorry, Harley. We were talking about some makeup. So is it Kiko is the brand?
Yeah.
So this is now we was and of course there's the big ones out there, MAC and which are the other big brands?
MAC, NARS, Urban Decay, Illamasqua, Charlotte Tilbury. There's quite a few big brands.
And sometimes they're expensive, but no different than perhaps a Kiko.
Brands, yeah, like some shadows, like especially like eyeliner and stuff. You can buy eyeliner and mascara. You can literally pretty much buy any eyeliner and mascara as long as it works.
So any literally bog standard supermarket stuff, eyeliner is eyeliner.
Yeah, if it lasts and if it works for you, then it works. That's what I think.
That's good. I must admit, I've bought Lancome eyeliner, thinking, oh well, this has cost me £10. It will be, but it's what a fool! It's just. But what's worth in makeup spending a bit more money on to get that look?
I would say eyeshadows and your primers, and that's what I spend most of my money on. Like, get good, decent Q palettes that are really high pigmented and really good.
Did you say Q palettes?
No, just get a few palettes.
And palettes will be like eyeshadow palettes, right? Okay. And they're normally sold in either single. You get them in palettes.
Like, go to like shadows like from Urban Decay and Illamasqua. They're amazing. They're like highly pigmented and inexpensive, really.
Right. Okay. So they're and for a drag look, those would be better.
Just high quality pigments. Yeah.
And then when you're doing Dynasty, you use a combination of. Do you use stage makeup as well?
I use stage foundation and stage eyelashes, stuff like that, but the rest of my makeup is usually just pretty much like standard day makeup. Like.
Yeah, and that you get so stage makeup, and especially with the foundation, it just gives you a good solid finish.
The finish lasts longer. You can also work with it a lot easier. Like, you can create a complete new base.
Yeah, and and then you're literally painting a new picture from. And with your experience with Dynasty, what's your worst? We've done your very first gig. What was the worst gig you've had so far with Dynasty?
In what terms?
Just things going wrong, you falling off, a wig falling off.
I've had a few. We've had ones where, like, as I said, I can't dance, and we've been doing a routine. It takes me months to pick up a routine. And there's literally a picture from the George House Trust event where everybody's turning one way and I'm turning the complete opposite.
Right. It's like when I watch RuPaul, and I see that RuPaul, there's a Freudian slip. Hang on a minute, there's a new game show there. But RuPaul, and I feel sorry for the queen that can't dance, and I can't either. And I gig, and I've had my fair share. So that was one where you just completely lost the.
Yeah, I just went. When I got off the stage, I looked at all the girls, and I was like, I've done crap here. Like, I'm not okay with this.
And any wardrobe malfunctions or?
I am pretty much, when we do themes, the queen of unconventional outfits, where I'll make something ridiculous. Like we had an unconventional materials theme, and I made a dress that kind of like was made out of fans, but made out of like cardboard.
Right.
But at the end of the night, people were walking around with the fans. They'd fallen off. And I was walking around naked.
You were every fan that came off exposed a little bit more.
I also came dressed as a mermaid for the underwater theme a few months ago, and I literally had a mermaid like tail. It was like a swimming costume, and then you put your feet into a plastic thing, and I was hopping around all night, so I couldn't move.
Did you have the whole? And they had the flippers at the end, so you had to bounce around.
I had to literally jump around everywhere all night.
And then afterwards, you're thinking, why did I do a mermaid?
It was effective, and it looked really good. It's just, why did I do that? Why did I not choose something else?
And we can see, is that the outfit on the Instagram?
Yeah, it's on Instagram.
Oh, wonderful, we'll see that. And when have you felt, I've got it right tonight? What particular look were you like, yes, this Dynasty's here?
There's a couple.
Dynasty, sorry.
There's a couple, like, we had Medieval last week, or the week before, and I was like, I got it, I knew I got it, like, I came as like a sort of sorcerer, sort of like evil witch. My theme, my whole idea was like Snow White and the Huntsman.
Right, okay. Kind of very good. And so it was a Snow White outfit, and then
it was all in black, and I made a crown out of twigs and sprayed them black. I made a long, what's it called? Like cane. And
yes.
With add twigs and branches.
Wow.
I made a massive shoulder piece, like chest piece, made out of feathers and chainmail.
And how long did that take?
A good 2 days.
Wow, so that's quite a bit of time to try and get the look right. And do you get help from, because you were saying you live with drag queens, so...
I don't live with them anymore,
Right.
but I have a few friends that come help me, like a drag queen called Whiplash. She's like helped me so much. She's amazing. And is Dynasty always evolving? Are you always looking for something new? And what's next for Dynasty? I don't know yet. I kind of like haven't decided. Just doing the themes as they go, and I'm getting my career sorted first, and then see what merges. And
career-wise, as in the makeup, and are you looking to do more shoots?
Yeah, definitely. When I do my PGCE and everything, I want to go into teaching.
Okay. And sort of primary school, secondary school, that sort of college, yeah, right. And keep doing the makeup and stuff like that. And what do your family think? Do they what are they?
My mum loves it. My mum literally loves it. When I first started doing drag, she was a bit wary. She's like, "Why is my son wearing a dress?" But now she's like, she buys me dresses. She lives in Ireland, so she sends me dresses like once a week usually.
Really, that's wonderful. So she's really behind it and sort of loves the, and then gets, obviously once you sort of, well, I suppose once she sees all the pictures, she gets it.
She gets it. It freaks her out still. She's still mum's a bit on the fence about it. The fact that her son's walking around in makeup and a dress, but she's like, she's supportive. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think mums have that inner sort of fear. Yeah, now a dance class is about to. This is on record as the most noisiest podcast. And believe you me, this isn't a sound effects album I've put on. There's now a dance class about to. But anyway, listen. And my final question, and I ask this on all the podcasts, is who do you think I should interview for the next podcast? Who would be good?
As in Queen-wise?
Queen, anybody, but yeah, within...
I think somebody from Filthy Gorgeous would work.
Yeah, because I keep seeing that show advertised. I need to... Who in particular do you think?
David Squires is probably a good shout. He's the manager, and he was one that created Filthy Gorgeous.
Okay, and he's done quite a few different nights, so that's good, because I'd like to chat to people that actually put this sort of stuff on.
So. Tuesday.
Yeah. Fantastic, brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming on the Noisiest podcast. As the drills start up again, and no, it's lovely to see you, Dynasty. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So a big thank you to Dynasty there. I'm going to say Dynasty because that's the way I say it. She was wonderful. So much information. I really enjoyed that interview. You can get all our information on the iTunes biog and it'll be on the website. So there you go. Look out for the next interview next week. It's got to be Funny Peculiar.
You've been listening to Funny Peculiar. Tune in next week. More great guests.